Anyone in any niche, doesn't matter what you do, you have something that is valuable to people and you have something that people are gonna wanna pay you for. So I posted up this video, just sent it to my clients, and then the next day I woke up and had a couple thousand views on it. And I was like, okay, light bulb moment.
Yeah.
And in the first year I grew to 50,000 subscribers. Then we created a digital product. I was getting asked to speak all over the world, and that's basically how that first 6 figures happened.
Hey guys, my name is Tim Schmoyer. Welcome to Video Creators. We're all about helping you guys grow your YouTube audience so you can spread a message that reaches people, changes their lives. You need to make money,
Yes.
and you need to grow a channel in order to do that, because no money, it goes away eventually.
It does.
So tell us a little bit about your channel.
So my channel, I mean, it's been around now for 4 years, which is really crazy. It's flown by. And I really didn't know what I was doing at all. And I was kind of playing around with different kinds of content. And then when I got really serious about it, I kind of fell into it backwards. And I was just posting up random videos here and there. And then I didn't post anything for a long time. And then I was running my little consultancy. I had a social media business. All my clients were asking me the same questions over and over again. So I figured one day I just couldn't get to a meeting and I couldn't get on a phone call because I had no time. So I was like, what do I do? How do I answer everyone at once? So I made a video and put it on my YouTube channel with I think I had maybe 500 subscribers at that point. So I posted up this video, just sent it to my clients, and it was about how to use Periscope, the live streaming app, and thought nothing of it. And then the next day I woke up and had a couple thousand views on it. And I was like, okay, light bulb moment.
Yeah.
What is this telling me? And I challenged myself and said, I'm just gonna treat this as an experiment, which I think is a really good thing to do when you start, because you gotta figure out your voice and what kind of content you wanna create. But I was like, I'm gonna experiment and do one video a week. That's it. For the next year, just answering questions from my clients.
Yeah.
So I did that. And in the first year, I grew to 50,000 subscribers, and I really tapped into discoverable content. From there, my little consultancy blew up. Then we created a digital product. I was getting asked to speak all over the world, and that's basically how that first 6 figures happened.
So what I love about this story is it wasn't like, hey guys, I'm gonna post a lot of videos and then I'm gonna get AdSense revenue.
Right, no, that was never the plan. AdSense was never my business plan.
So you came into this already having a business model,
Yeah.
which is a lot of creators miss this, which is they have a plan to create and deliver value, but not necessarily a plan to capture value.
Exactly.
Right? And so what is that plan? You already have the plan in place, and then you're like, oh, here's a new way for me to feed into my business. So for creators, do you recommend that they think about this as a business, or how should they approach that?
I always recommend that you think about YouTube as a business. I think you need to think about every social platform as a business. It takes time to make videos, make them sound good, look good, have valuable information in them. And so for me, I just knew if I was going to be doing this, it needed to be something that was actually going to have an ROI. And it has had ROI beyond my wildest dreams. I've had so many amazing opportunities come out of it. So many new customers from all over the world. I went from having a local business to having a global business and global customers.
So for them, they're like, well, that makes sense for you, Sunny.
Right.
You had a business. I am just trying to make YouTube videos. Right. What should that person do to take their next step if they don't have a business yet?
The first thing I say, and I will hammer this home until the day I die, you have to diversify your audience. If you're relying on one platform or one revenue stream, that can get a little bit risky. I always say diversify your audience, and what I mean by that is own your own audience. I made a big mistake in the beginning because I didn't have really this structure in place and this strategy in place, but I had one video. It has almost 2 million views now, and I had no call to action. When you create a video and it's super valuable, but you have no call to action, you're basically saying here's all my information, see you later, but probably see you never. Because people don't remember, and oftentimes when it is discoverable content, people are searching for an answer to their question or a solution to their problem, and they're not really gonna remember your name. So you need to give them a reason to stay in your circle. I started building my email list pretty much from day one, and that allowed me to own my own audience. So every time that I would put out a new video, I would send it to my email list. And that email list was this built-in engagement hub and audience that I could send back to my YouTube video, which helped me beat the algorithm and rank super high even as a new channel.
Yeah. So after they start putting together their email list, how do they get people on it in the first place? So they're like, give me your email. Thanks,
right?
guys.
Thanks so much. People are a little skeptical of call to actions like that. But I will say, in the very beginning, when I started building my list for my channel, it started really small. My mom was my first subscriber. Thanks, Mom. I really didn't have anything to offer at that point. So what I would say was, I'm going to be sending out new videos every single week via a personalized email from me. You can just sign up on my website. So that was my first call to action. It wasn't the most amazing thing in the world, but it worked. The next step from there was I started making very relevant like checklists and cheat sheets and ebooks related to the videos that I was doing, and I would send people to those, and that started building the email list even faster. Plus, the videos that were ranking number one in search were bringing in so much traffic every single day. So I have one video that's like 4 years old that brings in about 300 leads a day for my email list. So that list is just building on autopilot all the time. Now the list is like built by tens of thousands, and that's tens of thousands of people who are getting notified every single time I put out a new video. That's that built-in audience that I think is so important for new creators particularly, so you can build it off of YouTube and not solely rely on the algorithm.
So once you have their email, where does the money part come in? How did you get to the 50K?
When I started my YouTube channel, I wasn't thinking about it in the sense of like how I was going to monetize it, to be totally honest. And that just kind of happened as I figured out what my audience wanted. So truthfully, I just started to listen. It's not a surprising hack, but it's a good trick. Just listen to your audience and also really pay attention to your analytics. I was watching certain videos take off more than others and more engagement than others. And all those videos had to do with YouTube. I was talking about all social platforms in the beginning and marketing tips in general and some technology stuff and apps, but the videos that really took off were all about YouTube. So I was like, okay, well, my audience really wants to know about this and how I've grown. So what if I make a course, a digital course on this topic? At first, people were hiring me one-on-one for consulting from my YouTube channel. That was the first way I started to monetize, and that's really the easiest way you can do it. If you have an expertise, people can pay you for that expertise as a consultant or a coach. The next way to do it would be creating a digital product. So we have a program called YouTube for Bosses, and that just sells on autopilot every single day from the YouTube channel. So that was my next step to really monetize it. And that first year we were able to do a launch for my very first digital course, and then we kind of recreated it, reiterated it, and at this point we've done over 7 figures from the YouTube channel.
Awesome. So what I hear you saying is that you need to, one, know what your audience wants.
Yes.
And then you need to collect and grow that audience.
Yes.
And then it sounds like you're saying then you need to create additional value for them. Then you set up processes and systems with emails and channel to kind of like put that on autopilot. I think that makes sense a lot with like these guys. A common question I get from them is like, Tim, I'm just a gaming channel, or like some sort of like personality or entertainment type of thing. Does this process work for them?
It still works for you because, I mean, let's just look at celebrity examples. If you look at, oh gosh, who's a good example here? We're going to use the Kardashians, okay? And don't hate me for this. But let's just say someone like Kylie Jenner. She's an influencer. She has a massive audience. She's built her audience over time. What did she create? A lip kit. Because what does everyone ask her about? Her lips. And that's a really simple example of listening to your audience. And she's now, I think, the youngest billionaire in the entire world or something like that. Anyone in any niche, doesn't matter what you do, you have something that is valuable to people. And you have something that people are going to want to pay you for. And the more that you can create your own products, the more sustainable that business is. And that's why a lot of the times when people are asking me about like, how do I get brand deals and all that kind of stuff, I still kind of see that sometimes as having an employer, having a boss, because you're relying on somebody else to find that revenue for you. Whereas if you can own your audience and you can create your own products or your own offers, then you can create a sustainable business moving forward from that.
I think the problem comes in if you haven't really, like as an entertainer, you haven't figured out what value you actually are offering.
Yes.
And then it's really hard to know, well, what value should I sell? In her case, it's like, oh, lips. All right. But maybe for you, it's community, or it's like people want to feel like they're a part of like a bigger mission, or maybe there's a relational value that they feel like they have with you, or whatever the case might be. And then it's like, that's the value, or how do I sell that value?
And there's so many ways to do it. There's one person, I can't remember her name right now, but she has a YouTube channel and she taught hula hooping. And she didn't didn't start her channel with the idea of like monetizing it, but she's now built a $1 million business teaching people how to hula hoop. If you think that your idea is crazy, there's some crazy ideas out there that are making a lot of money, and there's always something that can be monetized. And I think the really cool thing right now is that it's just so abundant and there's so much space and there's so many gaps to fill on YouTube that there really is opportunity for everybody.
Yeah. The two mindsets that I think she's pointing out that I think are really important for us to consider is, one, have a plan and a strategy, like it doesn't happen accidentally, and then you also need to think of it as a business. So if you want to learn more about how to do all of that, so there's a link in the description below. It goes to Sunny's channel. You guys can check it out, and there will also be one of my favorite videos from her channel. You see on the screen right here. You can go click and watch it and dive more into this topic and learn more about that from Sunny. So click it, go over there, and we'll see you guys over there.